Oops, I hit the wrong.
Whoa, that is a whole lot of us.
Wrong button.
Turn your sound
Okay. Um, let's do this. Do this. And we need this here. And that's all part of the fun when you're doing things live. And we are recording. So hang on a second, folks. I closed down a window I didn't want to close. So I'll bring that over. So yeah, running just a little late today. It's been one of them days. So let me get this up here. I need this. Yeah, you hit the wrong button and it's like, no. So that's here. And where's the other? I think that's over here. Hang on a sec. So if I bring this, Ted, Chrome, I gotta shrink this down. Why does this not shrink? Well, that's not what I want. All right, folks, hang on for half a sec. We're figuring a couple little things out here while this is going on. I've never had to do this before. All right. We will be right back. Hang on a sec. Force quit sleep. No, we don't want shutdown. That would be bad. Chrome file. How about window? Here we go. That's weird. I've never had to do this before. It's actually interesting. The problem is I got a big picture of us and not our show notes. So that's interesting. Okay. All right. Interesting. I'll bring them up over here then. All part of the fun. Running a little late.
They think I've been arrested
before.
before.
Oh, before?
Yeah.
Do you have the mugshot? I'd be curious.
No.
Okay. So this is interesting. My iMac has done a new thing for me, and I'm not quite sure why.
And apparently, there's a feral cat issue in our neighborhood.
Is there now?
Yes.
Why is there a feral cat issue in our neighborhood?
I don't know.
Huh.
But people want to get rid of them, and I'm like, no, because I'm not a fan of mice and
Right.
bugs.
Yeah, and they do a good job cleaning that up.
Yes, but they're having kittens.
Oh well, yeah.
So
Somebody's got to
that's a
get.
problem.
They got to get
Yeah.
taken care of. All right. So we're just going to run the show notes off a little bit off to the side tonight because
That's really big on our screen.
I can't do anything about it.
Are you serious?
Yes, I can't do anything about it
That's unfortunate.
without shutting everything down and all the rest of it. So we're just gonna look off to your left or our right. I always get that confused. All right, one last thing that I got to take care of, and we're all set. So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no.
All right, and I'll get the chat room actually up over here so we can see what the nice people are saying. Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, Static J. Hi, Bob and Rick. How you doing, guys? Good to see you. Yeah, we've got we've got like the full screen of just us, and it's odd. So I'm gonna put the stuff up here. You know what? I think I can actually get away with this. Let me try this before we move over, because I believe here I actually have in the GeoSnippits. Is it in here? What this? Let's see.
Tell me I got the hiccups.
Yeah, the hiccups.
That would be
all right.
bad.
All right, so I'm going to wing it tonight then. I'm going to put up a bottom third for us because that's not what we need right at this moment. We're only going to be here for about 15 minutes. And get that going so everybody can see. And so let me get this up real well. And if this is what happens with the pre-show, the pre-show, it's the show before the show, and sometimes we get a little late here, and then stuff happens, and that's what happens. So we get things going. And yes.
They're a mess.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
They are a mess.
They are
They're a nice mess, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There we go. So I'm going to get this up. And there. All right. We're ready to rock and roll. We're recording. Sorry for the late start, folks. We just literally it was like, oh, we got 3 minutes before the show starts. And then as we got going, this is your Maxwell House without the sweetener.
What?
This is your Maxwell House without the sweetener. It's just cream.
The decaf?
No, just the one that was next to the next to the machine.
Yeah.
That's full strength, right?
That's caffeinated.
Oh, this is decaffeinated?
It's caffeinated.
Oh, it's caffeinated. Yeah.
The decaf, I put it over by the sink.
I just wasn't expecting it, and Maxwell House is a very bitter coffee, so.
No sweetener, huh?
No sweetener, it's just cream, nummy. So, anyways, that's how that's going. How's it going, folks? Nice to see ya. For the folks that are coming back from Geo Woodstock, I'm very happy to see that everybody had such a good time. All I've heard was good about it. Chad gave a rundown last night on the Geocaching podcast, and I talked to Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, a little bit about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent time. Kudos to NCGO for doing such an amazing job for Geo Woodstock. You've done everybody proud. You really have. Kudos to everybody that participated and worked with it and volunteered and did all the stuff that they did because you guys did a bang-up job from everything that I've heard. And wish we were there. It just, too many things went the wrong way, so we couldn't do it. But
they're trying to send us kittens.
No, we have 4 cats now that are 4 cats too many. I'm just saying. What? I want a dog.
I know.
I miss my dog.
I miss my dog too.
Our 4 cats are very sweet. They're very nice cats.
Yeah, but it's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
I know.
You can tell the difference. Speaking of a pain in the foot.
One barks and one doesn't.
Yes.
One says, meow.
I've seen cats bark. That's a whole different thing. I've seen it on YouTube.
You give them away at the cash dash.
And your prize is a new cat. I
had Abby quacking.
Did you really?
Yeah,
My
she
niece
was quacking like a duck.
Was she?
I said, "What sound does a duck make?" Quack, quack, quack.
Wow, and you didn't get it on video.
I'm like, you're hilarious.
That's awesome. It is so nice to not be walking around like a 90-year-old man.
Yes.
He was
very good today.
Quite the adventure. I went to a orthopedist last week or 2 weeks ago, and he said, yes, you have arthritis in your left foot. Now, I always thought it was in my ankle. It's not. It's actually in the bones below the ankle.
Of course it is.
And so he told me the happy news that I was going to go get a cash dash advice. Cat dash advice. He told me you need a cortisone shot down in that joint.
But
in my foot.
He had to go to a radiologist
with needles
to do that because the joint is so small that they had to make sure that they got it.
They had to have a live X-ray going while I'm doing the procedure.
It was cool.
I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. I can take needles like there is no other. I don't care. You shoot them in my arm, shoot them in my butt. I don't care. In the foot,
he was absolutely terrified to the point couldn't sleep and never
had
coffee in the morning.
Yeah, the only way, and kids, cover your ears for a second. The only thing that I would not want to have stuck with a needle more is, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I was that scared.
So tell them what you actually found out.
What was interesting. So I'm sitting there and they had me lay down on a table. They got my legs propped up in these pillows that were to keep my foot where it's supposed to be. And, you know, you've got a 300+ pound man on a table that's this wide. She's next to me trying to keep me from fall off the back. I'm not going anywhere, but she's terrified I'm going to fall off the back.
Well, she said, roll back. And he's like, all right. I'm like, no, dude, stop.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where they got things going. The nurse they're all very professional, very nicely done. And the nurse literally was saying, hey, you've never had this before. It's going to be fine. All you have to do is endure the first 30 seconds. If you can get through the first 30 seconds of the burning pain.
She did not.
She did not. She did say burning pain. She said, if you could get through the first 30 seconds of it, you should be fine. I'm like,
what Handy heard was, if I don't pass out in the first 30 seconds, I'll be okay.
Yes, exactly. So I'm just sitting here going, trying to beat the man. Well, hanging on to the pillow that I'm laying on and the bed with the death grip because you're terrified. So this is going through. Doctor comes in and he's like, you're not going to feel a thing. It's at worst, it's going to feel like a bee. Have you ever been stung by a bee? I've been stung once. And you guys knew about it. So I'm just saying.
They know about everything that happens to you.
I know. But I'm like, okay, I can do that. I'll get the bee sting. I'll try to endure the 30 seconds of hell to get through this. And then they can finish by putting the stuff into my ankle. Went in, laid down. Everything was set. The doctor says, here we go. I clenched down in my teeth. I mean, I'm expecting them to give me a rawhide to put in my mouth so that I don't bite my own tongue. So I'm sitting there clenching my teeth, and he goes, all right, here comes the bee sting. So I sit there and go, nothing. I didn't feel a thing. Nothing. Nada.
They made me sit down because they were afraid I was going to pass out.
Right. She wanted to watch. She wanted to watch.
And I'm like,
I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, here we go. They're just trying to numb it down before they do all the dirty work that they've got to do. Now, sitting right in front of me off to the side here is the actual x-ray. So if I wanted to see the procedure of them jabbing needles into my body, I could see it in full glory. I'm eyes closed, listening to the ocean waves that they have in the background,
the white noise,
and clenching on, holding on for dear life, waiting for the pain. And he did a couple of things that I go, okay, I can feel a little bit about that. And on a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 0.02.
And that at that point, the dye was going into so they could make sure where they were going.
Right. So I'm sitting there and I'm literally waiting. Okay, they're just numbing it down. The pain's about to start. Get ready. Here we go. And the doctor says, okay, we're done. And I'm like,
he goes, are you kidding? Yeah, man's got jokes while he's got needles in your ankle.
I'm like, really? Because I'm expecting god awful. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop for the pain so that I can muscle my way through it. No pun intended.
So he can be brave.
So I can be brave and go through it and not scream like a little girl.
Yes.
So here I am with the death clinch on the pillow and the side of the bed. And he's like, okay, we're done. And he backs up and he starts talking and says, okay, this is what we did. We put the fluid in here and this is how it worked. And then that's it. Now I have been since like yesterday in panic mode. I've been like, I can't breathe right.
Sleep last night because he got himself
sleep last night. I was trying to be the brave soul while we're driving there. I'm just saying, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. And nothing, not a darn thing. I mean,
and on top of that, we're leaving, and the nurse, she actually lives like 5 minutes from us. We were talking about that, and she said, if you have to come back and if you choose to have him as your doctor again,
I'm married to him.
And he goes, not only, I mean, remember all the panic and all of this, you know, gloom and doom.
Yes.
Minimally.
Yes.
And he goes, well, when I come back. What? When you come back? What happened? This is the most awful thing in the whole world. I'm going to die. My leg's going to burst into flames.
I'm just going to die on the table. That's all there is to it because of the pain. I mean, I've never actually passed out from pain before, but it can't be fun. And so I'm literally,
pain is never fun.
I am literally expecting this. It was such a piece of cake. It wasn't even worth the thought. But in your mind, you go through and just imagine the worst possible thing. It's like, this is worth the childbirth, and I've never had childbirth, so this is got to be terrible. So yeah, it ended up being absolutely nothing. But it took me literally a good chunk of today just to decompress from being built up so much into this. So, hey, another one on the belt.
And even my mom, I was telling her about it, and she goes, but it's over. I said, yes, I know.
Yeah, you can't turn off a switch when you get yourself worked that much and just go, I'm okay.
She said, okay, so he was all worked up, and he got himself in a tizzy over this. I said, yeah. And she said, and then it was nothing. I said, right. She goes, so it's over. I said, no. Now we have to relax from all of the tension we had.
Yes. And it was literally one of those things. I just had to kick back and just go.
She stopped and looked at me and said, well, I guess everybody's different.
Andy's special.
And I thought, that's a Southern woman if I ever heard.
Oh, man. That's as close to her saying bless his heart without actually saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it is. That's what I went through today. And yeah. Yes, and there you go.
Yeah, see, she thinks it's funny.
Yeah. You know, it's rough for the guys because, you know, when you're
and she looked at my niece and nephew and told them, and she was really talking to my brother, but and said, see, this is why men don't have babies.
See.
Greg said, yep, I'm all about that.
I'm all about it. Give me king, you know, give me the drugs.
I'll be supportive.
You know, and I've been able to take so I'm gonna have to talk to Fiona and say, hey, you know what? I'm a wussy and I admit it.
He told me, he said, I was not Braveheart today. I say, well,
no, I literally apologized to her this morning before we went. And said, if you see me in a light that is lesser than you normally see me in, because I'm about to whip out on everything, I apologize now.
And bless his heart, he did it. And
got there, did it.
He was scared. He did it. Of course, I drove him, so it's not like he had a choice. And I also said, okay, time to get up.
Yeah.
He's like,
So that's, I've just,
he did it.
Had it worked up so bad in my head.
Does your foot feel better?
Yes. And that's the thing. My foot is like completely painless. I haven't done like the walking on concrete all day, so I'm kind of curious on Saturday what that's going to be. But overall, I feel great. My foot doesn't have that dull ache that I've had forever. It doesn't have that arthritis twitch and pain that I always have. And so I feel a million times better. And like I said, I will have absolutely no reservation next time and go have it done if I need to.
And I told my dad to go to see these people because
you hear other stories. Like her dad sits there and he actually has it in his neck that he has to get the shot. She gets it in her arm, and it's the worst pain to him that he's ever had. Is what
my dad
said.
Yeah, my dad.
So in my mind, I'm just going, goi.
Okay. In my defense, I did not tell him about the pain in my dad's neck. I said my dad gets cortisone shots in his neck.
And he hates it.
I did not tell you that.
Yes.
I waited till after.
Yeah, what a sweetheart. So anyways, that was the fun and enjoyment that I have today. And the kicker is my left foot with the arthritis seems to have been drastically subsided, so I'm not walking around like a 90-year-old man.
Yeah, just wear your bracelet.
And I got a bracelet I've got to wear to keep the bones from getting aggravated.
I'm telling you, this is a shout out to them because I wholeheartedly believe in these people.
Oh, yeah.
Raleigh Orthopedic.
Yeah.
And Wake Radiology.
Excellent.
Two of the best.
Yes.
I mean,
and I can't remember the name of the doctor. I've got his card and everything, but I'm going to marry him, and he is going to be my professional cortisone guy because I will not trust anybody else.
You can do it by yourself.
Yes, I'll be fine.
Yes.
And not be a complete wussy.
Honey, you didn't. Fear of the unknown was your issue.
Big, strong man. Little teeny needle.
Yeah. He's like, the needle's going to be so big. I'm like,
yeah, I'm thinking they're going to use a harpoon. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Static.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Women. Okay. 2 separate men in our chat room did not come from the women, although I did agree to it. I agree with him.
Yeah. So anyways,
they said that women take pain better than men.
God, yes. They've proven it. They've proven it.
And I have watched women give birth. So, I'm like, kudos to you.
The guys are passed out in the corner.
The guys are like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And women are like, okay, just shut up and let me do this.
Yeah, so give kudos to the women for the stuff that they can, and just bear with us as we grit our teeth and hold our pillows when we go to get painful things done.
And your mother-in-law goes, but it's done.
Leave me alone.
And everybody's different.
Yes. So anyways, here we go.
Funny.
Here we go. All right, folks. Sit back, relax, get your favorite libation, your favorite painkiller. Just saying. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is coming at you right about now.
Why do I hear echoing?
Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and it is June 1st, and we are recording in the GeoSnippets studios here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And it's been quite the day. And quite frankly, I'm
He said, I had surgery. No.
I got
No, you did not. Let me explain what surgery is, as I just had my appendix out.
Yes. Oh, now you're going to throw that.
That, my friend, was pain.
Wow. And so it begins.
Yeah. Well, I went with you and held your
so
hand.
yeah, you went through a lot. I mean, I think that that was quite amazing of what you did. There we go. And so it's one of those things that I had a cortisone shot in my left foot for the first time. Mm-hmm. And I will be the first to say that I was a complete wuss about it. I imagined them sticking a 2-inch pipe through my ankle to dig down and put this fluid into my joints below my ankle. And since there's 26 bones down there, they're obviously going to have to drill through like 3 of them to get to it.
Yeah, really.
So I'm just, I've been hearing it from the women, and Fiona was talking about, talk to her about pain when it comes to childbirth and such from out in the wonderful world with Static J. And just, I was a wuss. The pain was absolutely minimal. And I survived, but the thing that I built up was just absolutely unbelievable until we actually
hellfire and brimstone is what he had in his head. And really.
And it was just one of those things that
they do 8 or 9 of these a day.
Yeah, so they got it down. So anyways, long story short, there's a whole spiel about it in our pre-show. Go back and listen go watch the video
if you're so inclined,
or listen to the pre-show if you're a patron. When it comes out tonight, and you'll get the ins and outs of all the stuff that I went through. But yeah, that's just how it goes. It was nuts. So anyways, yeah, June 1st, 2017, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina, the GeoSnippets studios. Welcome, folks. Absolutely happy to have you. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. The nice thing is, the plus is, I've had this problem literally for quite a while. It's been aggravated with the part-time job that I work right now because I'm walking on concrete all day until I get my IT job. And so this is what aggravated going out. The arthritis just got out of control.
And he has a bone spur that we didn't know about.
Oh, yeah, that other part too.
So, yeah.
So anyways,
lots of stuff today.
I've had it for years, but I've never been in situations where it was consistently aggravated day after day after day to the point where I couldn't walk. And so that's why I went to go to this thing. And now I can, I'll go out and run a race or whatever. There's absolutely no pain in my foot. And I'm not walking around like a 90-year-old man. So kudos to this. And another thing of don't wait, go get it done and stop being a wuss, Andy. So that's just how it goes.
You said it, I did.
Well, if it wasn't that, the women were out there going, don't be a wuss, Andy. Let me tell you about pain.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now.
I'm just saying. So anyways.
It's a wonder women have multiple children.
Or stay with their husbands. I'm just saying.
Oh, well,
way. Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's charity.
It's charity. Thank you very much. And so it begins. So we are actually starting. Wife Amy has absolutely no idea what I'm about to talk about.
Nope.
We are actually going to start a new contest for the month of June. Guess what? It's June, folks.
Sweet.
And it's going to be very cool, very interesting, and something we've been kind of waiting to do. So the name of it is the What Interesting Thing Happened in Episode 200 That No One Caught contest.
Ah.
Yes. So this is
I know.
This is going to be, yes, you do. This is going to be interesting. This contest runs from now until June 28th, which is the last week of June. June 29th, we will do the episode and do the drawing. For you to actually get into the drawing itself, there's a couple of little rules, but let me give you the basics. It's pretty similar to most of our contests. You're going to be able to send one entry per geocaching alias, so one per person, folks. Send in one entry to GS.
What if there's a team with the same name?
Then in one entry for the team.
Okay.
Yeah. GSReboot@gmail.com is where you're going to send it. And in the subject line, you're going to put the subject, and very important, put this exact verbiage. What happened episode 200? So the subject has to say, what happened episode 200? Very important, because that's how we separate and pull all the things down from all the other things that we get for the contest. In this email, you're going to include your full name, your geocaching alias, your address, and a description of the very obvious thing that happened in episode 200 that no one caught.
Mm-hmm.
And entries that should be in by 12 noon Wednesday, 6/27. So I got that wrong on the initial date. We're going to do the drawing on 28th. You've got till noon 6/27/2017 to get your entries in. So you got a few weeks. You're going to have to do this.
Write that wrong.
No, I wrote it right. I just said it wrong. So basically what happens is if you go to the geosnippits.com website, up in the post, there's a whole thing with all the details there. So you can check that out. Go to geosnippits.com, and in the upper left-hand section where the posts are, you'll see all the information about the contest. Just click it, and it'll give you everything I'm talking about here. Now, this is what you need to do. There's a link that that'll be into that post, and we'll also have in our show notes. Or you can go to GeoSnippits or HeadHardHat's YouTube channel and look up episode 200 of GeoSnippits. Mm-hmm. Basically, what you want to do is forget the pre-show. So the first 28 minutes of the video, if you want to watch and enjoy it, have a good time. But you don't really want to start looking until after the 28-minute mark. That's when the actual podcast starts, and you want to watch it through the show. Now, the prize is going to be this. It's very, very cool. This is from gxproxy.com. It's the last set that I have of the pica. It's a 3-coin set
with the proxies.
That you're going to get that has the gold, the silver, and the bronze coins. They're gorgeous coins. It's the last ones I have. You can't get them anymore. Beautiful prize. It's got a write-up all about the pika bird and all the things about it. Fantastic prize. So you're getting 6 coins to whoever wins this. Now, I'm going to give you one last little bit of I want that too, Bible Man. I'm just saying. The thing that you want to do, you have to be careful. Once it becomes obvious of what everybody did not catch in episode 200, for the people that just write in the answer and says this happened, you get 1 entry. If you go through completely and say this happened in multitudes and give the exact information,
like X number of times,
you get 2 chances. If you are a contributing patron, in other words, you're a patron in the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Patreon area that we have for our contributing members, if you are currently giving money, because sometimes people do so much and they turn it off. If you're currently giving money, by the time that we do the episode, we would prefer if you keep it going, but I'm just saying, you'll get a 3rd option for a chance of winning. So you can get up to 3 chances of winning with this. 6 beautiful coins, 3 proxies and 3 fantastic coins from GX Proxy, a Chris Mackey special. And that's our contest for this. So the what interesting thing happened in episode 200 that no one caught. And I mean, no one caught.
If they did, they never said
said anything. So I'm just saying, get in what you have with that. The contest starts now, and we'll move in from there.
Now, don't leave this one just to go watch
it.
Right,
don't unless you got multiple monitors. But you actually have to pay attention.
Yes, you kind of do.
And apparently nobody did, because I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right, and we will reveal everything on the 28th. So excellent stuff. Good luck to everybody. And again, go to geosnippits.com for all the details. All right, so you say to yourself, so how can you watch the show live or generally get in touch with us? We're special. Just ask us. Watch the live feed and join us in the chat room by going to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock for the pre-show. We also have our social media links included for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel via the geosnippits.com website or geosnippitsreboot.com website, where we have all our shows. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your comments, your questions, suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't have to worry about phone charges and things like that. Just go to the GeoSnippits website and click the Send Voicemail tab, where you can get use our SpeakPipe option, and you get up to 3 minutes through your phone, your tablet, your laptop, and computer with a mic to record anything that you'd like. And we love hearing from you fine folks. It's always great to put a voice with the name. And you can just tell us anything you want, whatever is about geocaching, your adventures that you just went on, your milestones that you had, suggestions for the show, anything that you want to give us, send it in to us. We greatly appreciate it. Now, one of the viewer feedbacks, and we're going to have to put another note out because I think this is one of the last ones that we have right now. A couple new ones came in as well. So thank you for the people that are continuously sending us feedback and new stuff and questions to the host and all that kind of stuff, because we love it. And tonight's no exception. We actually think this is really cute. And this one came from Paula, a.k.a. PJ Hugs. And I'll let Amy go ahead and tell us what was requested.
Okay, the question that we had posed to us, his is a much longer story because that's how he tells it, but mine's not that long. It says, how did you choose your geocaching name?
Yes. All right, I'll do mine, and I'll give you the Reader's Digest version because I can go on for hours.
Yes.
Long time ago, back around 2004-ish time frame, I started a organization for men. Back then, very, very popular was the Red Hat Society for ladies. Anybody who was over 50 years of age got to wear a beautiful red hat of their liking and a purple dress.
And of course, his ex-wife was in it.
And my ex-wife was in it. And so what?
I'm not quite 50 yet.
Yes, isn't that nice? Anyways, it really is. I'm just saying. So, anyways, I saw that little dagger move. Oh, that was good. So, anyways, what would end up happening is the guys would drop the ladies off to their events and then be booted out. So we're all on the outside looking in the windows, going, "Okay, what do we do?" And we just basically came together with the idea of let's just go do something when this happens. So let's go do guy stuff. So I invented the Hard Hat Brotherhood. And through that, and I am the head hard hat of the Hard Hat Brotherhood.
Yes.
And it had a good run. We had quite a few crews from around the world at the time, but things kind of fizzled out after a while. But it was a fun time for guys to just get together and go to a ball game or go to a car show or just go to the pub, whatever, and just get back and kick back and talk and have a good time for a couple hours. So, yeah. So we had a lot of fun. I mean, one of my favorites was going to the Chrysler stamping plant where they took huge sheets of metal and turned them into car parts. I mean, it's just all sorts of cool things that you can do with things like that. So it was a reason for people to get out and go do stuff for guys. So, HeadHardHat of the Hard Hat Brotherhood. And if you look on the thwacker, you can still see the emblem of the Hard Hat Brotherhood there. So it still lives on in infamy. So, wife Amy, you didn't tell them the truth.
What's that?
That wasn't your first name.
What wasn't my first name?
When you first started geocaching, you called yourself something else.
Yes, I did.
Aha.
And the name was so, I spelled it like Southerners say it. So nobody was getting it.
Yeah.
And so I changed it.
Yep.
It was Southern Girl 94.
Right.
And I changed it.
Yeah.
So HeadHardHatress.
Yeah. So there you go. That's where our names came from. Excellent question. Thanks, Paula, for sending that in. That was a good question. If you've got questions that you want to ask the hosts, especially Amy, ask her geocaching questions, things like that. Or not.
Yes.
Whatever.
Actually, they did spell it everything. They spelled it in the chat room. It was SUTHERNGRL. 94.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yep.
So that's
very good memories, Jamie.
Yep, good stuff. That's excellent. So yeah,
that's funny.
That's all part of the fun. So send us your feedback and stuff to Amy so that we can have things to read off because she doesn't want to hear me all the time.
Nobody
she likes all the time. Talking, which is and I'm going to do this right now. She doesn't expect this.
Oh God.
She doesn't expect this. I want to right here, right now, apologize.
For what?
From last week.
What?
Because when we did the show and we ended the show last week, I don't know if you saw the look on Amy's face. It was not one of ideal loving care.
Did you see it?
For her, yes. For her wonderful husband. It was more of the look of, I'm just saying. So I'm like, what? Apparently, I stomped on her a bunch of times talking during the show to the point where she said, well, I am just going to shut up and let him talk. So I apologize right now from the bottom of my heart to my dearest wife. I am sorry for stomping on you. I did not know. I was not intentional. I'm waiting for you to say something so I can jump on it. So anyways, that's how that goes.
Now.
So I do apologize. I get a little over verbose sometimes, most of the time, all the time. And so that happens. Don't even talk to the fellow hosts of the Geocaching Podcast. They'll say the same thing.
Yeah, because I've seen that
I can't get a word in edgewise, and I wish he'd shut the heck up.
I have watched that a couple of times. And it's funny because you can look at Chad's face.
And he's like,
if he will just shut up for a second, I got something to say.
And it's worse when Scott Burks is on because we're like,
and Chad's like, why am I even here?
Sarah's just sighing. So that's just how that goes. So anyways, it's an issue, and I will try to do better. Let's move on to our GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, Geocaching Poll of the Week. This is actually an oldie but a goodie because I forgot to put out, I thought I put out a new poll and obviously it didn't go out. So I'm going to actually pull from something from November 2015.
Oh, boy.
So
we won't even remember what it was about.
So we're going to go through. The new poll went out today. So I do know that it went out. But this is actually an old poll from November 5th, 2015. And wife Amy, I'm going to let you read what this one was. It was a pretty easy one.
Sorry, we're talking about how Chad got recognized. Okay. What was the first geocache size you ever found? Okay. Now I'll go ahead and vote right now because I don't know that if I voted or not.
Okay, go ahead.
Since I was with him.
Yes.
If you have seen any video that he has done, you know that he always starts with regulars.
Yes.
So that was the first one.
Okay.
All right. 3% is other.
Okay.
Like, really?
For a first
one, that's wow.
Yeah.
5% was large. 28% is a regular. 32% is small, and 33% is micro.
So people still don't listen when we sit there.
Micro was your first one?
We constantly, one of the things that geocachers really should learn if you're just starting out, so you don't get frustrated, is to go out and find either a smaller or regular size, just so it's a little easier. The bigger container, a little easier to find, so you don't get frustrated right off the bat.
Yeah.
So interesting.
That's crazy.
And
they're still doing it, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So that's how that one went. We have a poll that goes out each and every week.
I voted today.
Did you?
Yes.
On the new one?
Yes.
All right. Now, I did something a little different and will continue to do from now on that people go, well, Andy, I want to see the other polls we have because we've been doing this for several years now. There is now on Google Plus, and we'll have a link in the show notes of all our polls. All you have to go is to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Poll of the Week collection. Just hook up with me through HeadHardHat in Google Plus, and there is a collection that you can go to that literally has about 100 polls that we've done since we started.
Wow.
So all of them are in there. You can vote on any and all that you want, and we'll pull out of them every once in a while just to see how things go. But if you want to get into there and see all the interesting polls that we've had over the years just to get information for yourself about geocaching, this is a great little archive to go look at.
Or if you're just curious.
So again, in our show notes tonight, we will have the link on Google Plus, but you can go to HeadHardHat on Google Plus and just click on collections, and you'll find the poll of the week collection. So really, really cool. I'm excited. I took about a half hour or so and got all of them in there, and now we're just going to add to it each week and go from there. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of fun and a great way to keep up with everything. Let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by gxproxy.com and gxproxy.eu from our friends in Europe for cachers serious about leaving their mark. They are building their warehouse as we speak. The walls started going up last week, I think it was, and things are starting to come together. Once they get everything in place, they'll be able to get all their equipment in place, and I'm sure it will not be too much longer before GX Proxy is back being one of the leaders of geocaching stuff. And Beverly has already written to me and told me they got a whole bunch of stuff for us. And that means more goodies for you. And I'm very much looking forward to it. We had one sampling of something that I don't even want to bring out yet that Chris Mackey invented. And with Beverly, I'm sure, that is going to blow your mind. It's really, really something. And we'll be talking about those in the future weeks and months of summer. So lots of stuff coming your way. With more contests as well. So excellent stuff. And we'll go from there.
We also want to thank coinsandpins.com. It's the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippets links and use the promo code HardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletters to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, please be sure to go to our GeoSnippets websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Moving on. Yeehaw! Yep. Geocaching Faux Pas 2. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 204. So, what is a faux pas? I actually looked it up. You've heard people go, oh, that is such a faux pas. Well, this is what it actually means from the dictionary. It's a noun. It's an embarrassing or tactless act or remark in a social situation. Synonyms are mistake, blunder, gaffes, indiscretion, impropriety. The origin itself is from the late 17th century, French, go figure, and it literally means false step. Nowadays, a faux pas is you shouldn't do that.
And it's actually pretty common at where I work full time.
They say faux pas a lot?
No.
They just do faux pas.
Yes.
See, this can happen. It doesn't have to necessarily be geocaching.
Tactless, more specifically.
Well, there you go. So tonight, that we were going to go through some geocaching faux pas. We've got some from the first one that we did many years ago, and we added on a whole bunch, and we'll go from there. So we'll get quite a few done before the time runs out. But we've got quite a more of them, and we've got a list that we'll put on the show notes of the faux pas that you can check on and comment on yourself. All right, first one up is burying geocaches. Very controversial. What is considered as burying a geocache and what is not? What is legal or pushing the boundaries of legal and yet still being done? Burying a geocache, what is allowed? Now, the definition for buried is now, or at least the owner has moved soil to hide the stash. Even if it's not covered by sand, mud, or stones, if the owner has created by what means whatsoever a ditch in the surface of the the geocache is considered as off limits and will be archived as a violation of the rules. At least here, the rules are read by the reviewer. That's strict. Many have been archived or event retracted geocache listings due to that thing. So basically what that means is, rule of thumb, if you have to use your hands, a stick, a shovel, a trowel, whatever device, if you've got to dig a hole to put your geocache in, that's burying. So that if you don't have to do that, now there are plenty of holes out there. And if you take and you find a hole and you put your geocache in and you cover it with leaves and sticks and twigs and all the stuff that geocaches use for it, that is not burying. But if you physically have to dig in the dirt or
That's
whatever, that is burying, and that is a no-no. I'll give you a prime example of a first to find that I found that I felt terrible about. A Girl Scout troop. Actually, what they did is they had the walkway to where the building is that they have their meetings at. They've got these stones that walk through like a little garden area. And the geocache was actually hidden underneath one of the stones. You had to lift the stone up, and then in the ground was this perfectly shaped hole that fit the geocache container.
See, now
and covered it up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's not buried to me.
If you have to dig the hole to put the geocache in.
If you have to dig the hole,
that's what they did.
Right.
I mean, it was perfectly fit for that. They dug the hole to put it in.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got out in the woods a hole that is there that you can put
hole
and put the geocache there and cover it with a rock, that's legal. We don't make the rules. I'm just saying this is how this goes.
I mean, what's the difference?
Using a device or something to dig the hole to make it fit.
What is the difference in that situation? What's the difference?
That's called burying. That is the difference.
So
if you have a pre-existing hole that you put it in and cover it with something, that is totally legal. If you don't want to cover it with dirt, obviously.
That's what I'm getting at. I mean,
but
what's the difference between a pre-existing hole, putting it in there and covering it up with a stone, as opposed to actually cutting out in the dirt a perfect square, rectangle, whatever the shape.
Yes.
Putting it in there and then still covering it up with a stone. What's the difference?
You used a device to do it.
That is the step. That is the
yes, but it's the precedence of the statement. You used a device to dig the hole to put the geocache in. That's a no-no. You may get similar results, but you're not following the rules, and that's called burying. So again, the controversy lives on. That's a faux pas. And do people still do that out there? Yes. They don't necessarily give the reviewer all the information, and things like that happen. But we all we can do is just tell you what the guidelines are. It's up to you to interpret them the way that you want, and go with the consequences of your actions. Is basically what that boils down to.
Yeah, and I don't know. To me, buried is you dug a hole, set it in there, and it was not flush with the ground.
Okay.
So it's below ground.
Uh-huh.
And then you covered it up with something. To me, that's buried. Make sense?
So you're saying a centimeter of depth of the hole is going to make the difference between that or not?
Depends on how.
See, that's where the controversy is.
It depends
that's
on how
it
far
goes.
It's down. I mean,
so
if you're digging a hole and it goes down into the ground.
And that's where you go. Now, Static J comes up with the same thing. If you sink a pole into the ground to place a cache in that, is that a buried thing? Because I've done that before for stakes. I've got a geocache that I put a stake in the ground, I put the thing on top of the stake, and it stays there. Is that burying? Technically, yes.
Okay.
But that's gray area. That's absolute gray area. If you stick a pole in, is that burying? Well, you've got just as much of an argument saying that the geocache actually isn't in the ground; it's in the on the pole. So yeah. Hey, welcome in from Brian. How you doing? From Spotlight B&K. Absolutely. How you doing, man? In the chat room. Welcome. So this is the controversy. This is where things come in.
I guess it's
sound judgment is what needs to be put into that. Common sense. I know we have a lack of it sometimes.
It's not that common. You would think it is, but it's not.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. It's one of those ones, but you get other ones that go the extreme the other way. And it's like, well, they buried it. Yeah, no. Use your discretion when it goes like this. And I would say if you're going to actually, I love, now Bible Man Rick just brought in another one. He said, how about those fake grass micros? I've got one right here. Over here, where it's a little module with some grass on top, and you put it in a little thing. It's a judgment call. It really is, because part of the geocache is sticking out. It's not buried, but you have to push it into the ground. Was the hole there before you pushed it in? And that's okay. I mean, that's the argument that you get with that. So judgment call.
Don't look at something. Here's my opinion.
Okay.
I have a lot of those.
Really?
Yeah, I know you're shocked. And he finds out here. If you're looking at something and it's hidden,
literally
what
out of sight.
Geocaches are supposed to be is hidden.
Right.
Okay, you're supposed to find them. It's the game.
Right.
But yeah.
Here we go. This is the sprig.
Yeah, and
this is the sprig. If you're watching the video, if you're listening to the podcast, it's a little vial that's about 1.5 inches long that is waterproof. They use it for blood, and it's got a sprig of artificial grass coming out of the top.
You can't bury that in the ground and have it be any type of
not
have anything get in it.
Right.
So you're going to have to put that above ground, but in something else.
Yeah,
like just tie it to a bush or a tree or something.
Yeah.
So that would not be buried. That's just hidden.
Yeah.
Don't lose your mind over something that may or may not be buried.
Right. Use your best judgment. Geocachers will tell you flat out,
A rock.
If this is
that's another excellent thing.
Yeah, a rock's another thing for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, drilling a hole in a rock. I've got one right over here for very similar for that.
I want to get something from work I saw that would be excellent.
Yeah. So anyways, this is a highly contested thing. Use your best judgment for this.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get pros and cons for both, except if you're literally burying the thing out of sight. Don't do that. Cover it with stuff, that's fine, but not bury it with stuff.
Trees and limbs and stuff.
Yes.
Is okay.
Another controversial one that we're going to talk about tonight. Oh, this is beauty.
This is such a hot topic.
Logging your own geocaches. Now, Brent writes, so how about the faux pas of logging one's own caches? Now, I can see the hairs on the back of everybody's neck going up right now, and everybody's got a view, so we'll bear with us. I see some people do it. Most people frown on it. Where do they have? I can't read from here.
Where are you at?
Right here.
It is exceptionable in any case. Okay. What about your own events? Most people log attending their own events.
Right.
How about earth caches? A lot of time and research goes into setting one up. Shouldn't it be okay to log it? I have a lot of adopted caches. Is it okay to log them? A lot of times you go out to do maintenance on your caches and you have to spend a lot of time trying to find it because you can't remember exactly where it was. Things look different, etc. Someone moved it to a better spot. That's another one I got. Or how people who share an account. If the husband hides the cache, is it okay for the wife to come along later and find it? Open the can of worms.
Yes, here we go.
Kidding.
Here we go. So, I have a safety with this because literally last week, geocaching.com came out with the new guidelines for this. So let's just hit this a little bit at the time. Adoption. I have adopted in my life probably 80 geocaches. Out of those 80 geocaches, I went out. None of them I saw hidden. I adopted them from somebody else that was getting out of geocaching. When I went and found them, because I wanted to check to make sure they were okay, that they actually existed, that everything was in place, I logged them as finds because to me at that point, yeah, I'm taking over the cache, but somebody else placed it. So when you do adoptions, in my personal opinion, and you will get just as many people saying no, is it's okay to mark it down as a find as long as you weren't there initially watching it getting placed.
You know, and I gotta say, I agree with that. I don't have a problem in the world with people adopting caches that they have either already logged or logging the cache that they're adopting because you go out and you find it.
Right. It's no difference finding it than any other cache.
What I do have an issue with,
right,
just my personal preference and my personal thing.
Yeah.
I have an issue with people logging their own personal hides.
And there are people that do that. And why?
I don't know. That's just my issue. I wouldn't do it.
Well, there's ones like they said where it got moved because you're doing maintenance and
it's still your cache, dude.
You put it out there originally. Yeah. So why would you do that? I know geocachers that do this.
Yeah. So. And to each their own, I guess. And everybody has an opinion about it.
Right.
There's many opinions as there are cachers.
Yeah.
But I just would not do that. I don't think that's right. It's not like you went out and said, oh, here's a new cache or here's a cache I haven't found.
Yeah.
And went out and actually found it because you didn't know where it was.
Right. Yeah.
Adopting. Hey, somebody in the chat room said that the new app won't let you log your
We're going to get into that in a minute. Things have changed regardless of how we want with this. The thing about that Brent brought up about you put all this work in it and things into something extensive like an earth cache. Should you be able to log it? I would have to say no in a case like that. That's like putting out any other geocache. Yes, you put a lot of time, energy, and money into it, a lot of effort into it to put out a really cool geocache. You shouldn't be able to log it, is my personal opinion for something like that.
Okay. Here, I have my opinion about this statement, but I'll see what yours is.
Go for it.
How about, quote, logged with permission with the cache owner when placed?
That gets into all sorts of things because then we're starting to talk about people that are stealing first to finds. doing that. They go. What happens with this is the cache owner puts out a geocache. The second person either goes along with them as they're placing the geocache, or is a tester for a geocache, which means might be a puzzle cache, might be a difficult find, and you're testing somebody to go and actually find the geocache to find out if there's anything that needs to be adjusted. Those people then say, I found it first. I get the first to find.
Yeah.
So again, that's a judgment call, but I would say that's more on the no side, in my humble opinion.
I agree.
You know, if you're there while they're actually doing it, DeBear did my Dragon series for me when he first did it. He went out and he didn't take credit for it. So that's how things go. You just got to really use a judgment call for a lot of that.
Another interesting point about this, somebody said you could cheat a fizzy grid that way.
Yes, absolutely you could. Absolutely you could.
So no, I don't think it's right. Anything that you are either there with the cache owner when it's placed or you placed it yourself, you should not be able to,
I'm thinking,
get it.
Well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at things, this is now out of your hands. As of May 8th, the geocaching blog put this out, an article, and we'll have it in the show notes, that reads as the follows. Just remember, folks, I didn't write it. I'm just saying what it is. Beginning today, while logging via geocaching.com or the app, cache owners cannot log a find, a DNF, a webcam photo taken, needs archives, or needs maintenance on their own caches. Tons of things to argue about with this, but I'll read on. Event owners can continue to log attended or will attend on their own events.
My opinion, events are different.
Events are a different animal. This isn't a geocache. This is something else. It deserves a smiley, in my humble opinion, if you're going to put one out. But this is part of the guidelines that they have with this. It goes on. Players cannot log more than one find, attended, webcam photo taken, or will attend per cache. Players can still change a write note to a find if they have not already logged a find on that cache. You got one now. That's it. You can only do it once. So this is going to alleviate a lot of people finding their own caches or what have you.
Just to get their numbers.
To get their numbers or whatever reasoning that they're using with it. Keep in mind that these changes are not retroactive. Past logs are not affected.
So what was the date?
May 8th is when it started.
Oh, May 8th. Okay.
So that's when this actually went into rule. So you can only mark. You can only mark.
We're not done yet.
On caches that you find. You no longer can do stuff on your own. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So that's it. That's the rules that they have in it. Now, I do have an argument about putting needs maintenance on your own cache. I don't care as much about needs archive because you can just archive it if you really are going to archive your own cache. Needs maintenance, if I've got enough logs that I have from a geocache and I go, you know what, I'm going to put a needs maintenance on it so nobody goes after it until I can get out there and get it fixed, then I would want to put my own needs maintenance on my own geocache.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Sorry. But they can still go back
on the original website. Yes.
Okay.
That works. You just can't mark a new find or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. The needs maintenance on your own cache, I personally don't have a problem with it.
Right. I don't see a problem. Obviously, I don't want to put a needs archive on my own geocache because
just archive it.
Just archive it if it needs that bad. But needs maintenance, that if I see something that needs maintenance on a geocache, there's a decision process that says, should I go for this thing or not?
Yes. Plus, I would personally appreciate it if the cache owner did that because, as you said, that way you can plan your day.
Right, and you may not want to go for that geocache. You may not want to
go there, or you just skip
for whatever the reason is. Yeah.
But they can just write a note
right
now.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I'm going to do maintenance on this. It needs maintenance. Yada yada.
Right.
Yada.
So that's how that works. Literally just went into place. So keep that in mind. So a lot of the arguments are going to be taken out of the discussion pit because you can't do it no more. So just
no
keep that in mind.
mo.
Yep.
Adapt and overcome.
Here's one: dropping a geocache or replacing a geocache unnecessarily. Stephen wrote, how about replacing a cache that turns out to be not missing? Then the owner gets reports of 2 containers and has to deal with it. Yes, that has happened so many times. Basically, what happens is it's usually with newer geocachers or the ones that have suddenly gotten lazy geocaching. I think is the best way to point that out. The idea is you're looking for a difficulty X geocache. You put in your 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, your hour, whatever, and you are absolutely convinced that this geocache does not exist because of your capable abilities and skills. You can't find it. So what do? You do a geocache drop. You have in your geocaching pack a bunch of micros, and you place a geocache near where you think that it should be, just so you can get your smiley. Bad form, faux pas, as it says. You don't want to replace a geocache unless you've contacted the CO, the cache owner, and say, hey, can you come out and verify that the geocache is actually there? Or do you want me to put a replacement cache out for you? Some kind of communication with the cache owner needs to be done instead of just going, nope, not there. I'm going to place this one. Because exactly what happens there. Somebody took the time, energy, and money to do a well-hidden geocache. And now everybody else is finding this quick drop and counting it as the cache being found.
Mm-hmm.
And they're finding the wrong cache.
Mm-hmm.
Huge faux pas in my book.
There's a few comments on this.
Okay. Good discussion tonight. I like
several people don't do anything until they contact the cache owner.
Right.
Okay, so you contact the cache owner, verify that it's actually there, at the correct coordinates, or 2, someone does throwdowns, I guess, is the biggest thing, with the cache owner's permission.
Oh, he says go ahead and replace it.
Yes.
Okay, that's different.
But does not do it unless he or she talks to the cache owner.
That's the key. If you've got discussion and communication with the cache owner, and the cache owner is saying, you know what, I'm getting out of geocaching, I don't want to do this anymore. Right. Go ahead and put another replacement container there and go for it.
Right.
That's different.
Another one says only replace with cache owner permission, normally only power trails. I only replace micros.
Okay.
Somebody said mark it as a DNF and move on.
Yes, it's as simple as that. If they get enough DNFs, they're going to either archive it or replace it themselves.
Yes, but one of the most important things to remember, in my opinion, is that these caches are not your property.
Exactly.
These are not yours to do with as you will.
That is absolutely correct.
They belong to someone else. And if it was your stuff people were messing with, how would you feel?
Not good.
Right.
Just saying.
So let's keep this in perspective.
Yep. So excellent. Again, another really great way to go with this for faux pas. Mm-hmm. And I've got a list of 1 million of them. We just had 2 really good discussions. So we'll hit a couple of more and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Try not to sneeze.
Okay.
There we go.
Bless you if you do.
Why don't you get the one where the cursor is there?
Okay. Holding on to travelers too long or not logging them at all.
Oh.
Now, I will say that you have put out a traveler, your farmer's daughter.
Right.
And that is for people to hold on to as they need.
For cancer awareness.
For cancer awareness, yes. Correct. And, somebody's going through a hard time with chemo. They've just lost a loved one.
Right.
What have you. Hold on to it. If it makes you feel better, hold on to it for as long as you need.
The caveat.
But.
Yes, go ahead.
If you find a little rubber ducky that just has a little tag on it, let's not hold on to ducky.
Yeah. The idea really is if you want to hang on to a travel bug for 2 weeks is pretty much a standard amount of time for 2 weeks to take it and move it on to another geocache. The one that Amy's referring to, mine with the farmer's daughter, is cancer awareness. It talks about my first wife and when she passed from cancer. And we started having situations where it would disappear for 6-9 months, a year. And I'm like writing back saying, hey, would you mind putting it back in the wild? Because people get out of geocaching and that kind of stuff happens. And I would get back these letters saying, hey, you know what? I'm going through chemo. This is my little, it reminds me of the geocaching that I can't do right now.
Yep.
It keeps me going knowing that other people care enough
He's gonna cry
to go with this and go with that. So you just let them do it. For the most part, what happens with a lot of times is geocachers just take them, throw them in their backpack, and forget about it. And sometimes they hold them for ransom.
Bueno.
I don't know the reasoning behind holding a travel bug for ransom, but they'll sit there and say, hey, I got your travel bug, and why? I don't get it.
Well, now back up a minute, because we have actually done that ourselves.
Yes, we've had times where we've
a little longer than we should have.
And nobody's perfect, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm not. There's been times like, oh wow, I forgot these were even here.
It'll show up underneath a towel or something.
Yeah,
like,
you're going through your backpack, or you're going through that crevice in your car you haven't cleaned in a while, and it's like, whoops.
Yep.
So yeah, it does happen, but what you should do is write to the travel bug owner and say, hey, by the way, I've got your travel bug. And just do that. That's all you got to do. And then tell them, hey, I'm going to go on this trip to such and such a place, and I want to hang on to it for a few weeks before I go. Just let them know. And then that way it resolves most of the issues when it goes onto it. But otherwise, if you could just be cognizant enough to hang on to a travel bug for about 2 weeks, and just say for geocoins, things like that, take pictures, and you'll remember them longer, and then get them on their merry way. So excellent stuff with that.
My little duck that I put out is gone. I haven't.
Same with mine. I did that ring of ducks that I had for that contest that went out, and it went on and disappeared.
Yep. It went a few miles and
that's it. It is gone. So yeah, just saying.
Hope whoever has it's enjoying it.
Yep. So literally we'll do a faux pas 3, because I literally have another couple dozen that we can go through tonight, but the first ones were beauties when it comes to
you should have done those last.
The discussion. Oh, we'd be here all night.
That's true.
So we're going to do we'll do a faux pas 3 in another series of months and save these and
like
go
Rocky.
from there. Yeah. Faux pas 3. False step 3. All right. Good stuff. Let's move on. Keep wanting to use this.
Yes.
I'm using my other monitor tonight to the right. That's why we're looking over this way when we talk, instead of having it here with our camera with a split screen. So I keep grabbing the mouse for this one instead of this one. So that's why
All right.
All right.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. And as we said before, it does cost money to do these podcasts. Every penny counts, and I'm not kidding. Every penny counts. We've got monthly bills. We've got yearly bills. All this happens all the time with us, and we need your support to keep doing the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast. If you are a patron or want to become a patron, go over to our geosnippets.com website, click on the Patreon logo, check it out. And just if you can throw a couple dollars a month at us, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you don't want to do it by the month or by the week, you can go and use our PayPal option, which does similar things. People feel comfortable with one or the other. The point is, if you're sending money to us, you are a contributing factor to the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast universe, and you're keeping us going. And we can't do it without you. So every little bit helps. Thank you for the people that are doing it. If you want to get that extra chance at the contest that we're doing this month, go back and turn it on for a few weeks or for a few months or forever, whatever is up to you that you want to do. And you'll be getting an extra chance at the Pika contest that we are doing this month for June. And again, all the details are on geosnippets.com. For all the people that are doing this, thank you so much. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you aren't, give us a try. We would appreciate it. Excellent stuff. Let's move on. All right. It is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Stash. Let me explain what that is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world, and quite frankly, they want to tell you about the products that they provide. So they send us these little geocaching packages of love that we sit there and open up, oogle, covet, and basically get to, upset because you're going to get a lot of really cool prizes and we can't have them. So that's how it works. It's our geocaching cash stash, and we do it each and every week. We have given away thousands and thousands of dollars worth of geocaching swag and goodies since we started doing this with GeoSnippits, and we continue to do so because of the very, very kind and wonderful sponsors that provide these goodies to us, because we couldn't afford it. I'm just saying. So, wife Amy, for episode 203, which was last week, what was the prize?
The prize was from cash-events.com. It is the germ grenade.
Not a real grenade.
Nope.
Just saying. This is from geoknots.com that makes them. And this is from cash-advance.com. And Lisa was very cool to send these to us. Basically what it is, it's a hand sanitizer holder that comes on a lanyard that you can either clip to your bag or put around your neck, because let's face it, when you go geocaching, you touch a bunch of icky stuff. It just happens. So to have hand sanitizer that close for you so that it keeps you nice and clean and germ-free as you're geocaching, excellent stuff. But that is the prize. And again, we want to thank cash-advance.com for providing this. Excellent, excellent stuff.
All right. The question was, how many digits does Signal have on one hand? And the answer is 4.
That's right. He is.
I guessed 3.
Huh?
I said, when he told me what the question was,
3 fingers and a thumb.
I guessed 3.
Yeah, 3 fingers and a thumb. All right. So good stuff. So I need to set this up real quick because I didn't have time when I was doing the other ones. So what we have here.
We only had 3 minutes.
We only had 3 minutes. So we really didn't have a lot of time to do this.
Terribly.
So I have my tablet here. And on here, I am going to do a search while wife Amy flips her magic geocoin. And in here, I am going to put in for last week's episode.
Oh, you moved all the stuff.
I'm sorry.
Where's the pin?
I can give you one over here if you'd like. We took the other ballpoint pin. That's where that's missing. Yeah, okay. All right. So I've got the total number of people that sent in. So that is all the ones that are here. And I've got my random number generator that I need to put in the correct numbers. And it'll go from that. So the way this works is wife Amy flipped her magic geocoin. And I pressed the random number generator and say it was number 4. It's not 4. If wife Amy flipped heads, we will count 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top. If it's tails, we'll count from the bottom 4 up. And that gives a little bit of randomness on who the winner is going to be. So wife Amy, are we going from heads down or tails up?
Heads.
Okay. So I'm going to click on this. We're going to check to see if that is legal. I think we're all set.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. So the winner of that really, really cool germ grenade, don't put it out as a geocache. I'm just saying. That's a joke. Don't put anything out like a geocache that looks like a grenade. The winner is Don Weekly. Don Weekly has the, he actually put in here 3 fingers and a thumb. So cash on Montana CPR guy. Fantastic. Excellent, excellent stuff for Don. I know Don. Don's a cool guy. We've had him on Geocaching Podcast before. Excellent stuff. And congratulations, Don, for being a winner. What I need you to do, Don, is to send us, just put down episode 203 winner, and just give us your address, and we will get that out to you as soon as possible. All the prizes, I know I mentioned this last time, but we just couldn't do it this past week for different reasons. We will be getting all the prizes out next week. So if you haven't received a prize in the past few weeks or so, all the prizes are going next week. So that's how that goes. And thank you for your patience for that, because we can do it when we can do it, and that's how that works.
If we go to Rome, Georgia,
and going caching,
and or Woodstock,
yes,
we're gonna have to take some thwackers.
Oh, absolutely. We'll figure it out. I don't know.
No, we won't figure it out. We'll stick a box in the car, and that's what we'll do.
It takes up a lot of room. That's why.
It does, but it is worth it because that's one less thing in the storage unit.
Yes, dear. Anywho, to be eligible to win a prize from the Cache Dash, because you can't win if you don't play. All correct answers must be in by 12 noon for this episode. It needs to be in by Wednesday. I got January 7th. I believe that's June 7th. Let me get the right number here. June 7th, which is next Wednesday. Email it to gsreboot@gmail.com. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring this up on the overlay so that I can do this for you. And there we go. There we go. It's up on the video for the people watching. So send your answers into gsreboot@gmail.com. Subject Q2 episode 204. So again, gsreboot@gmail.com. Subject Q2 episode 204 for this week's episode. All correct answers will be put into a drawing. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, like last week, we have a second prize. Sorry, folks, not tonight, but we do give a prize away live as an incentive for people to come on by and when we record the show live to have a chance of winning a prize. And you never know which week we're going to do it. So it just gives you a chance to come in and get that extra chance to win a prize.
Yes, Q2.
Q2.
Yeah.
No, not Q2. Oh, I got Q2 on there, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Oh, that is actually
incorrect.
Let me rephrase it so I don't blow everybody out of the water.
Nope, they've already questioned it.
Q1 episode 204. See, they know this because Q2 is when we do the.
They're saying wrong graphic.
Wrong graphic. It actually says live prize giveaway. I picked the wrong graphic.
Yes, he
So
did.
ignore the man behind the curtain.
Yes, it's Q1.
Q1 episode 203.
4.
Now everybody's confused.
I don't know.
All right, one more time. gsreboot@gmail.com. Sorry, folks. Subject Q1 episode 204 is what you want to do, and ignore the silly graphic that we had out there because that was all wrong. I'm just saying. Whoops. So that's what happens when we got new bottom thirds.
Now they're saying that you owe them because you had the email resub.
Not happening, but that's okay.
Oh, see?
Yeah, everybody wants a freebie. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'm all about some free stuff.
I'll tell you what. Thank you for catching it because you guys have our back, so we appreciate that. And we'll work. Maybe we'll work a second prize in the month that we'll give away free. How about 2 prizes this month instead of
that?
one?
Would be appropriate.
Would that be appropriate? All right. Thank you guys for catching it, and I'm destroying that graphic. All right. Good stuff.
No, you're not.
I can't because we need it for when we give it away. All right. Good stuff. But we digress. But that's all the fun of doing a live show. Wife Amy, we have
no prize for tonight.
We do. So I need you to write this down for me. As I describe this prize, instead of saying we have a coveted prize, we actually have a prize.
Yes.
This is from coinsandpins.com. And this is one of their Geo Achievement sets. This is an awesome Geo Achievement set. This is the 72 geocaches in 24 hours. Can you do it? And it's a beautiful, beautiful GeoCoin and GeoPin set. I love all the ones from Coins and Pins. They're gorgeous, very nicely done.
Oh,
so
yeah,
72 geocaches in 24 hours. Can you do it? And so this is the prize that we're giving away for next week. What's the question?
They want me to give away a thwacker. I'll send you a box. GeoWoodstock 16 will be held in what city and state next year? What city and state are GeoWoodstock 16 going to be held in?
Get your answers into us by next week, and we'll see who wins that really, really cool Geo Achievement set from coinsandpins.com. Excellent stuff. Like I say, we give away good stuff, but if you don't play, you can't win. It's as simple as that. All right. Excellent. I think it is time to put a stake in this one. Let's move on.
Yeah, we're having issues.
Oh, sure. Adventure with Dan goes 520 caches in 17 hours. Yeah, there's always that one guy. I was happy with having 100 in a day.
Oh, dude, I haven't even done that.
I'm just saying. Well, we got to do that just to do it. All right. So, yeah, cool streaks, excellent stuff. And so Dan actually qualifies for that particular geocoin. I'm just saying.
Yes, but you can win it if
you can win it if you don't. Give it as a goal. Yes. If you want to go out and do it.
Oh,
if you haven't done it.
306 in one day.
Yeah, see, here it comes.
Now you're just bragging.
All right. So, folks, let us know what you think about the faux pas show that we had today.
I
and
liked it.
By all means, send it in to us. If you've got faux pas that you want us to discuss for faux pas number 3, send them up to us to gsreboot@gmail.com and just put faux pas ideas. And we will put it on the list and add it to the next show that we do that on, because obviously there's an awful lot of talk and controversy and discussion going on when it comes to these kind of things. Excellent stuff. And that's the kind of stuff this makes our shows fun. That's what really makes it go. All right. Consider becoming a patron, a contributing factor for our show. We would greatly appreciate it. Finally, and most importantly, tell other geocachers about our show. If you go to an event or you meet up with geocachers when you're going out for the afternoon hunt, just sit there and say, hey, have you ever listened to the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast? These people are funny looking. I'm just saying.
He is.
I'm just saying. I blame my mother. It's all how that goes. So tell them to check us out, because they can join in with us with all the fine people that we have and meet up with everybody with geocachers from around the world. And that's the beauty of it. So stop on by and say hi, and we'll go from there. Excellent stuff. We love having you here. All right. Wife Amy.
Want to thank our sponsors, gxproxy.com and coinsandpins.com, plus our amazing patrons. Thanks to Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching and my chat room. Please keep those comments coming in. We all will see you the next time.
She's taking ownership. Her chat room. Oh my. But she is the guardian of the chat room. They're all our peeps. It's awesome. All right. So folks, we definitely want to say thank you to the lady off to my right for all the fantastic things that she does. And we love you, Amy. Thank you so much. And again, sorry for stopping on you last week, because when she was leaving, she's like, I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. So I try to learn from my mistakes. I may not retain it, but I try to learn. And that's how that goes. All right. Good stuff. Other fantastic shows and contests coming your way, but check out the one that we've got going on for June, again, on geosnippits.com. And we will go from there. Excellent stuff. All right, folks. Have a good one. Have a safe one. And we'll see you out on the trails. Bye-bye, folks. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, Google Play, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or use our website Send Voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2017 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. All right. Good show. I love shows with lots of discussion on that. Lots of, sometimes there isn't one answer for things, and, that's just how it is. But that's the beauty of our game, sport, and obsession. It's things that we can go and talk about and discuss and hopefully come up with a happy medium. But, you got to do what you got to do.
Everybody's got an opinion about everything.
So. Exactly. So thank you for stopping on by. We will see you next week on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, folks.